larger, it's going to get even more dynamic. So I'm super excited to see how this plays out as we start to get additional Pokemon that can fit into multiple roles. I'm looking at you, Psyduck. I'm so excited for Psyduck. I don't know about you, but we got a game. We stalled as long as we could. We got a game. 2 Peruvians in a Dream going to be on your left side. They're going to go ahead and ban Armarouge first.
And we do have Public Enemies on your orange side, and I believe that's misspelled. I believe it should be 2 Peruvians. We talked about this already, but that's okay. You know, we'll let it slide this time. But they are going to be banning out Umbreon to round it out, so they want to try to bait out a defender pick, potentially. They want to try to bait out specific defender picks. And actually, Public Enemies is going to go ban Azashi, and they do not want to see any sus on that thing again. They have been playing ridiculous. Now, I feel like Kyo could just kind of go for that Ceruledge first pick again. Yeah. I believe that's what they're going to do. Yeah, that is exactly what they're going to do. Just lock in that Ceruledge. Kyo has been ridiculous on that today.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen it. The Phantophorus that have been dodged abilities, dodged KOs, they're just going to dodge all over the place. On the side for Public Enemies, they're locking in their all-rounder. They're going with Blaziken, and then they're going with that Zoink special, the prediction itself, that Mamoswine in the Theia Sky.
Mamoswine getting locked in as the defender, so Ducky is going to go with the Trevenant. And Ducky is pretty famous for this Trevenant play. They are absolutely insane on this Pokemon, and I think that's kind of direct counter to that Blaziken. To try to get in, it can tank and overheat really well. It can push the Blaziken around. It can stand there, tank the overheat, and then move in with a Horn Leech and just ruin that Blaziken's day. So I feel like that's a really good play into something like a Blaziken. While Public Enemies is going to be hovering Inteleon, they will lock in the Inteleon. I guess they're going to try to snipe that Ceruledge out of its Phantom Force as soon as it exits, which could be a good strategy.
Yeah, I actually don't mind this at all, right? I mean, you need something. If you're not going to play a Speedster, you're going to need something to get onto that Miraidon. Something that the previous team in God Squad was not able to do with Burzy on it, right? I mean, the Snipe Shot is the longest distance ability in this match right now, so it should outrange those charge beams. And I don't see a Speedster, so there's not really a whole lot of dive that can get on top of that. Obviously, maybe you go with that Urshifu or the Blaziken, but even those 2 Pokemon, it's tough to just fully rip apart something like that Miraidon.
Yeah, and they gave Anysus the Scyther, and that's what we saw in the previous match that God Squad was afraid of. They continued to ban that Scyther away from Anysus because their Scyther's insane, and now they have the Scyther. So even though Inteleon is distanced, and it has a really strong Snipe Shot ability to be able to hit into those backline characters, the Ceruledge, you know, the outrange, the Charge Beam. You still have to deal with now the Scyther. If Scyther gets in on Inteleon, it can just kind of flick it in the head and it goes down. So that's kind of all Anysus needs to do in this match. So it's going to be interesting to see how 2 Peruvians plays this one into Public Enemies, who has had a really, really solid run as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and we saw it Worlds, right? We saw a LATAM team utilize Scyther. You know, Fusion was one of those teams that a lot of opponents ended up target banning them. So we're going to see how this acts here in this current meta. But here we go. Game 1 of your Winners Finals.
Winlers. I'm not letting you.
Winlers finals.
That's what you said.
I know you would never.
I'm
Public
never
Enemies
letting you. Yeah.
on your right. How dare you?
I would.
How dare.
I'll never let you. I'll never let a word slip up from Kyle's side. Just know that about me. We do have an invade early. Ducky's going right into the enemy central area. The Kubfu is not very good early, and 2 Peruvians wants to capitalize on that. But Inteleon, the little baby Sobble, is there with the water gun, ready to take it away. But they do not get. Actually, it is the Kubfu to secure that one, Kyle.
Ooh, huge. And now Hoopa is going to try to press their way on. Nice eject play there by Sobble, keeping themselves upright and into that bottom path now. Top path, though, Scyther is chopping down Public Enemies. He's Public Enemy number 1 for that team. But Blissey is able to get that secure and get online.
Blissey does have the soft boiled, so they're just gonna be kind of following the Blaziken around, following the Urshifu around, looking for big engages with the Bliss assistance, likely right into the Urshifu Unite move. I would imagine that's kind of the best option for them in this late game. They want to make sure that the Urshifu one-hit KOs anything it touches, right? And we do have the Combusken now online, but Ceruledge is there as well, Kyle.
Yeah, Combusken's gonna get chopped down by Ceruledge. He's slicing right through them right now, along with that Scyther. But here in this bottom path, Public Enemy's getting some value in the bot. 19 points going in from Drizzile, and Combusken going down there. I mean, we know how beautiful of a Pokemon that is. It's pretty rough for Public Enemy.
Yeah, and Ducky's still not online yet. They're still a little Phantom at level 4, and we just kind of have the invades back and forth. And I feel like this is kind of what you'd expect out of a winner's finals game, as Mamoswine, still as the Pillow-Swine, gets chipped down.
Yeah, ooh, nice Hoopa Portal sends Scyther back. Get some health, get some regeneration. Top path, though, Blissey's going to try to get that Combusken into the better-looking Pokemon on Blaziken. 75-53 here. All that central experience, though, going over to two Peruvians in a dream.
We have the Blaziken now online, and there seems to be a bit of a push here. That Phantom Force is out, and the Hyo Show is starting early. They put another 12 points, and it's now 96-75. So definitely not as runaway from two Peruvians as the last set that we saw them play. But here comes Public Enemies with the big Ice Fang engage.
Oh, and that's why you play Mamo. Huge Ice Fang there. Now they're turning that defense into offense. They're looking to push this tier 1 pad. Snipe shot just a little bit late. Hoopa about to send people back, but coming right back through and going right back to the Pokemon Center is that Hoopa. And look at this. Public Enemies getting this goal zone down.
Revenant Ren is out immediately, though, and they do take down that Piloswine. The Scyther also getting taken out right there, but here comes the Blaziken, ready to make sure that they do not do any more damage. That Ceruledge is down, and the Snipe Shot will take the Regieleki. That's the first objective down. Meanwhile, we have the Miraidon ripping that Registeel by themselves in the bottom path.
Yeah, here comes Mamo. A lot of CC to offer. Big Earthquake eject buttons come out from the Miraidon. Able to avoid that Earthquake. That could have been earth-shattering if Miraidon goes down to that moment. But here goes the Even Fist. Urshifu gets the KO on Ceruledge once again. And now these snipe shots coming in from the backline of Public Enemy. It's looking pretty oppressive right now. Blaziken looking to secure this Registeel. Are they going to get it? Yes, Overheat secures.
Overheat, of course. I thought that there was too much health still on that Registeel, but the Overheat proves me wrong. And look, we have a push into this tier 2 goal zone. Nobody was there, even though the Hoopa's Hyperspace Highway came out right as soon as they saw Public Enemies on that pad. They were still able to get those scores in, and I think two Peruvians is having a little bit more trouble than they thought they would in this match, as we see Trevenant going down to the Urshifu, another huge wicked blow for Public Enemies.
Yeah, we have Miraidon trying to push away this Mamoswine in this bot path. 550 birds are going to get taken up. Ice Fang is going to try to grab them, but I believe it was Mamoswine and that Inteleon that was able to get it. And look at these levels, Husky. You see Public Enemies playing really well and outscaling right now two Peruvians.
I think the two Peruvians is just kind of expected that they would be able to beat any team, and I do believe that they can, but they came in with a lot of confidence into this match, and Public Enemies is really showing them that they shouldn't be so confident so early on. Urshifu almost taking down Scyther in one. They're getting away on two Peruvians in a dream. I mean, on 1 HP in a dream, Kyle.
Yeah, nice little reference there to our good friend Crunchy, who's backstage right now. Big charge beam hitting the Mamoswine. Hey, spoiler alert! I just ruined that surprise. Regieleki is getting ripped up here from Public Enemies. Blaziken gonna go ahead and secure that. That's gonna march on over to that tier 2 goal. But bot side though, Miraidon and Scyther looking to take advantage of this tier 1 pad for Public Enemies.
Public Enemies is doing a really good job of not letting the Scyther do as much as it wants to, and here comes the Revenant Ren. They're immediately going to take them down. The Blaziken goes down, and here goes the Scyther Unite move. So just as I say, Scyther not able to do that much, they immediately get a double KO. So, you know, I guess that's what you need. You need a caster to say something about you playing bad, and you will immediately play good.
Exactly. Here comes the Hoopo. The rings are unbound. They're looking to push this basement objective. They're trying to get position. Here comes Sarah Ledge. Here comes the rest of two Peruvians in a dream. They're gonna go ahead and rip this red ice off the map. Almost an egg bomb secure, but Maridon clears it. Trevenant now gonna try to Horn Leech, keep the team away, and that's a big bit of catch-up XP for two Peruvians who haven't needed catch-up XP this entire tournament.
That's exactly what you want to see in a winner's final. This game right now is head-to-head. We have two level 12s on Public Enemies, but we have a level 13 Scyther on two Peruvians. So we could see this match get really interesting really fast. But Public Enemies is in the lead, 232 to 195, and we're seeing them really prioritizing getting this farm while they're letting Mamoswine kind of take control of this bottom path and get vision. Looks like two Peruvians might be going for a push here, Kyle.
Yeah, even cap here for two Peruvians, but they just want to get these goal zones done. Hoopa sends the team back with that hyperspace hole, and now, you know, we have a little bit of time here. A little bit of a point deficit for two Peruvians. So let's go ahead, let's go bring our desk analyst. We're going to bring in Ribbon to talk about what she's seeing in the current map state.
Honestly, I feel like this is a really tense and really close game. We haven't been able to get much maximum value off this Maridon. This Mamoswine is doing a ton of work, but as long as we can keep this intel safe and find a Blissey Unite combo along with this Blaziken, that is what they're going to be looking for, and two Peruvians absolutely need to stop that.
Yeah, I totally agree. Thank you so much, Ribbon. Oh my god, Ribbon is also backstage. God! I think the Blissey Unite move is going to be this game changer, exactly like Ribbon said, but the fight could be potentially breaking out a little bit early here. We have Public Enemies lined up, and the snipe shots are lined up as well. Both teams want this Regieleki, and it is going to be Hyo. The Hyo show is not on intermission just yet. They do get that secure, and now we're going to be setting up for the Ray fight.
Yeah, we're going to see where these teams go ahead and line up. Public Enemies is looking to take aggressive positioning. They're trying to prevent two Peruvians from even being able to walk on in. Regieleki does walk into that tier 2 goal. That evens the score at least very close. But this show is getting started. Scyther goes down without being able to use the Unite move. This might be the time to go. Hoopa brings the rings unbound. Here comes some portals. And now Hyo is going to try to chop down this Mamoswine. Revenant Ren. Request is getting really low. We're going to get a secure here in just a moment. But it's all 5 members of two Peruvians in a dream down. The dream is dashed, and Public Enemies likely taking game number 1, Husky.
Public Enemies did not give two Peruvians a chance to set up in the pit the way that they wanted. We do have the Scyther Unite move coming out to take down Inteleon, but the Hundo Burgers are not stopping yet. We have another 50, another 82, 566 to 229. We still have a minute left, and if two Peruvians figures their stuff out and they get into those tier 2 pads, get some KOs, we could see a completely different game.
Oh,
never mind.
Never mind. There's the FF. I think Public Enemies just wanted, or two Peruvians just wanted to go ahead, GG, go next. Save themselves the minute. Never mind.
Push up so well. I was like, we're gonna get a push, guys. We're gonna see a push.
Too.
I feel like they could. I don't like that surrender early. I think they could have come back there. I think it would have been difficult, but I think they had a chance. They had 2 level 14s. They didn't have any level 15s on Public Enemies yet. Everyone's Unite moves were down. I think they could have made a push. They had a couple members down. Still, Blissey was going to be down for a while, so a lack of healing, and I think they could have, I mean, it would be unlikely, but I don't like that early surrender. I think they could have made a push.
I completely agree. It, like you said, it would have been an uphill battle if they were able to, or if they could have. Up for debate. We'll obviously never know the answer because obviously the FF came in, but we do have game 2 coming on, obviously very shortly, but holy cow, what a turn of events, Husky. They looked unstoppable, especially even in that first minute and a half. I mean, you saw at I believe it was 8 minutes, Hyo was already level 9, and then just things turned so quickly.
Yeah, the Hyo show's gonna have to go to an act 2. And, sometimes with how the hero's journey works is there's a bit of an uphill battle. And that's what we're going to be seeing in this game number 2 as they try to come back here. But I think that, again, two Peruvians was just too excited. The morale was a little too high. They weren't expecting Public Enemies to put up that fight. And they had Wicked Blow and overheat and snipe shot. So if you are going to go into this Ray fight, you have to take that fight. You cannot let them rip because you are not securing against those 3 moves. Those are probably the 3 best secure moves in the game next to Eldegoss basic attack. So you have to make sure that you win that fight, and they were just not ready for it.
Oh, completely agree. Yeah, and also agree on Eldegoss basic attack. How broken are Eldegoss basic attacks?
Yeah, Eldegoss basic attack. We
Eldegoss
all know
basic
that's the best
attack.
secure in the game. We know that's the best secure in the game, but obviously we an outlier, a really heavy outlier. We kind of put that to the side when we do our analysis.
Yeah, we have to use math and science in our analysis. I'm a
Yes.
Unite player, so I don't really do math, but we
Yeah.
try to use as much science as possible. There's not going to be any swap. I'm getting word from production, no switch on the side. So the draft's going to likely stay the same for this next game, or at least potentially, right? I mean,
Yeah, they
maybe
could
two
run it back.
Peruvians. They could run it back, but maybe they decide, you know, that didn't quite work out the way we wanted to, and maybe we rethink how we approach this draft.
I think the Miraidon not being able to get as much damage as they had before was kind of the game changer there. They really shut that thing down early. They were able to, like we said, that snipe shot outranges that charge beam. So if you can outrange something on the opposite side, then the charge beam's not going to be able to do as much damage if it's getting chipped down by that Inteleon. And again, we saw the Scyther do pretty well, and of course we saw Hyo on the Ceruledge Edge do pretty well, but they were just not able to get back in there and work their way back up to the front line the way that they wanted to in that match. So I think we could see a bit of a different draft strategy, but I still think 2 Peruvians draft was really, really good.
Yeah.
And I think it just came down to a bit of macro mistakes throughout the match that if they touch those back up, they could easily win this game number 2.
Oh yeah, it was honestly anyone's game at any point, but here we go. Getting into game number 2 with a 1-0 lead for Public Enemies. Armor Rouge once again, so maybe they are going to stick to what they know best, and that one's going to get banned here from 2 Peruvians.
Yeah, I think Armor Rouge is really solid, but again, it's one of those teams don't know how to play against it, so if they run into somebody who can play it really well, they're just not going to know what to do with it. But Charizard's still really strong, getting banned out, but 2 Peruvians opts for the Urshifu bans. They do not want that Wicked Blow again on Public Enemies.
I mean, I don't blame them. No Zacian once again. So, you know, Sus is not going to get to play the character that they've been playing most of this day, running through the Thea Sky Runes untouched. Hyo, once again, locking in Seru. Public Enemies, though, they're going to lock in the same exact thing that we saw them game 1, Blazy and Mamo.
Yeah, again, the run it back kind of seems to be that's the strat. The Mamo looked really, really good. It was able to make sure the Blaziken was able to get those overheats out for huge damage. While 2 Peruvians is hovering over a few different mage options, they're going to lock in the Umbreon. We could see them go back with they're actually going to go with the double defender. So I guess Umbreon being slotted into that support role, or we could see Ducky go for a bit of an all-rounder tree. We will have to see what the rest of their draft looks like.
Yeah, likely it'll probably stay this way. They're probably trying to bait out what Public Enemies wants to show for their other carries. They are going to lock in that Hoopa. And then for another all-rounder, they're hovering that Metagross, something that scales a little bit later on than something, early scaling like an Eevee or so.
Yeah, they could see. We have the Pikachu that we've been talking about. So Breezy's opting away from the Miraidon, and they're going to try to go for the more annoying Pikachu. And Public Enemies not opting for Inteleon this time. They're going to be hovering over that Chandelure, looking for a different mage. They are going to be locking that in. So an interesting choice for them against something like a Scyther. Once again, they're just going to go hard at what they were trying to do before. They keep the Mamo in the front, they keep the Blaziken and the Metagross kind of doing what they're doing, and they hope that the Scyther doesn't get in on the Shandy.
Yeah, I kind of like this pick because it kind of has 2 parts to it, right? It keeps about the same range as that Pikachu, regardless of which moveset we may see overheat just because of that Scyther threat. But the Imprison, that ability being able to shut down the abilities of Pikachu or even the resets of Scyther from being able to continually using their abilities. Or, if you go the more, zoning route of that Poltergeist move, try to keep the dive from that Scyther away from your team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised to see the Pikachu come out. It's just a different option for something instead of a Miraidon, but I don't know how. I think Breezy's kind of just been playing the Miraidon all day, so they're very used to how that thing has gone up into these kind of drafts. I don't know how much shred the Pikachu is going to be able to have compared to what the Miraidon has been doing for two Peruvians in a Dream so far. So, though Pikachu is really strong right now, I'm not super sure how much I love it in this composition. I think Thunderbolt's the best thing they can do, but we will have to see as we are getting into our game. Metagross is heading into the central area for Public Enemies.
Windler's finals. I'm sticking by it, Husky. I'm sticking
Windler's
by my Windler's finals, game number 2. Two Peruvians on your left once again. Pikachu gonna head towards this contested Indeedee. Swinub gonna try to zone it out. Ice Shard's gonna come on, but it is Public Enemies that's getting that contested farm.
Yeah, it's not surprising to see. I mean, their lanes are pretty strong early. We do have NSS going for that contested farm. They will pick that up, I think. I can't actually tell. They don't pick that one up, and it is the Umbreon able to grab it. Now the Torchic and the Hoopa just kind of fluttering around, waiting for potential for a secure. It is the Scyther. So we have kind of the back and forth early game on both lanes right now.
Yeah, back and forth, left and right. We're seeing where these Pokemon are going to try to go for these 850 birds. Pikachu and the Litwick starting to migrate north for the winter. 850 birds coming on, but this Ceruledge is looking to line up the abilities, and also this Scyther's here. A lot of the abilities getting charged right on away, but look at that, chopping them down. Ceruledge getting double KO immediately, Husky.
We thought the Kyosho was early in the last match. Well, it's even earlier in this one. They pick up a double, and the Scyther is following up with that, but the Metagross wants to make sure they don't make it out without taking somebody, and they do take down that Pikachu, but I definitely two Peruvians has won that fight so far.
Yeah, look at this. Metagross looking for an invade. I don't know if you can see this on the map, but you can even see two Peruvians calling that Metagross is going to invade. So, solo queue teammates, if you see, someone invading, ping the jungle. You might actually catch them out. And look at that, two Peruvians able to even get the KO on the Metagross who was trying to shop in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, the Metagross just got caught out. It was a smart play to go for the invade, but if you overstay, that's kind of your problem. They went for the Pikachu, went right for the jungle. I feel like they should have just gotten what they needed and immediately walked out. We do have a push into this bottom path. 10 points going for Ceruledge, but look at the candle. They are Flamethrower. You mentioned before that Overheat could be pretty good, but Flamethrower is the one to go for it. And there goes Ducky going down on that little Phantom.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to buy some time. He stole a berry, tried to at least buy a little bit. Double KO now for Scyther, but they're gonna get a little bit of a revenge KO from the Metang. Now, look at this Umbreon trying to stall time just like Ducky had a couple of seconds ago. Hoopa, though, is gonna send the team down to the bottom as Umbreon goes back to the Pokemon Center.
They did last a little bit longer than you'd expect right there, but they do end up going down eventually. 69, nice to 0 points right now. 7 minutes now on the clock, and we have the top and bottom objectives spawning. 27 points will go in, so it's no longer a goose egg for Public Enemies, but Blaziken will be lost as a result.
Yeah, Blaziken going down there is a little rough, but no harm, no foul. Public Enemy is going to try to rip this Reg Ice. They're melting it with those flamethrowers that you mentioned previously. Now, two Peruvians going to try to grab some vision to see where the rest of the enemy, the Public Enemy, is setting up. Reg Ice is getting chunked low. Imprison comes out from them. Regieleki walks in top path. They're looking to get some scores in. A 40-point dunk here from Hyo as he Phantom Forces onto the Blaziken.
So a bit of a trade there that we saw. The Revenant Wren does come out onto Metagross, chips right through their shield, but the Gyro Balls are still there and still large. Does not matter. The Kyosho is in full effect. They take down the Metagross, but the Blaziken show is also competing at a different theater with the Kyosho, and they will take down the Ceruledge in response. That's a pretty big KO for them, especially since the Ceruledge is already level 10.
Yeah, Seru level 10 is going to be tough to deal with, but Blaziken also level 10, so that's also going to be tough to deal with. Either team, their carries are doing exactly what you'd want them to do. Flamethrower comes out, clears some of the Swablu's, but here comes Ducky with the big Horn Leech, pushes the Chandelure into the middle of the path, and then that's cleaned up by Scyther. Hoop is going to try to send the team down towards this bottom pad with the Hyperspace Highway. Big Wood Hammer does not hit the mark, but the second hit hits the mark. Now, two Peruvians Dream going to have to retreat and turn tail towards their goal to the safety because Blaziken is hot on the pursuit. Big overheat coming, but it's probably not going to hit much. It does chip down Scyther, but that might have gotten them caught with their hands in the cookie jar. No, Scyther goes down instead.
The Scyther just went a little bit too deep right there. Now we see the Thunderstorm coming out to clean up this fight. Umbreon looking for 25 points, but the Metagross is too tanky. They have the Compute and Crush available. They will put up that wall. Umbreon goes down. They're looking for Pikachu, but Revenant Red is also there. It hits absolutely nobody. And this fight is just going back and forth right now, Kyle, as Blaziken goes down to Cerulege.
Yeah, Cerulege, another double KO. Big Ice Fang right there. Ice Fang into the Flamethrower. What a play here from Public Enemies. Looking really strong, and that's exactly why you play Mamo. Those Ice Fangs being able to pick the team up, and then the follow-through with the heavy burst damage from that Flamethrower.
It's just kind of back and forth, and the Flamethrower's looking really solid, but what we saw a couple times in that fight was letting the Scyther get through, and you cannot let them do that on Public Enemies. And I feel like giving them enough chances means that eventually one of them will connect, and it did a few times right there. But the tankiness of the front line of Public Enemies is just making it really difficult for two Peruvians to clean up the way they want to, and Scyther does jump in on that Blaziken, looking for to try to push that Regieleki, but now there's two up top. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, here comes the Thunderstorm from Pikachu, and it doesn't quite get the KOs, but it does do the job. It pushes Public Enemies to the back burner, allowing for some of those points to go ahead and rain down for two Peruvians. And look at the score lead right now as Scyther gets KO'd, 194-27 at the 3:30 mark. We have a little bit of time here, so let's go ahead. Let's bring in our desk analyst, Ribbon. Let's talk about what you're seeing here.
I am currently seeing two Peruvians getting so much value out of Ducky on this Trevenant. They are making masterful plays and really turning the tide on this team fight. Also, Birdsey on this Pikachu is doing such a great job of providing these key CC points. They have shut down so many Chandelure Unites, so much of Metagross's combos. This Pikachu is looking nigh unstoppable.
Yeah, thank you, Ribbon, for that insight here as we get closer and closer to the Ray fight. Two Peruvians try to do a little bit of a back cap on that tier 2, but they don't find the value that they're looking for, Husky.
No, they do not, but like Ribbon said, this Trevenant is really the game changer. They're level 11, they do have access to their upgraded Wood Hammer, so they will be able to get a lot done to try to set up a space for the Scyther to break through and set up a path for a Revenant Wrench. That's really what they're going to be looking for in this final fight, to make sure they set up the Unite moves. But Scyther looking for a back cap. I do not like this play. I don't think this play is very good at all. If some of them go down here, that's going to be really detrimental. Trevenant looking caught out right now. They will pop the Focus Ban and the passive and they go down. I do not know what the plan was there from two Peruvians.
They're trying to extend their point lead. It falls flat, unfortunately. Now that's giving Public Enemies a little bit of an opportunity to push their advantage since there's no tank for two Peruvians other than the Umbreon that's more acting like a support. But this fight is getting going. Hoopin brings the rings unbound. Cerulege goes down without utilizing the Revenant Ren. This might be the time for Public Enemies. We have another Pokemon going down. It's Metagross, but here comes the Thunderstorm doing massive amounts of damage into the Public Enemy backline. And Blaziken falls. Metagross is still down, but here comes the Ignite Midnight to zone out two Peruvians, Husky.
Pikachu, the absolute hero. I was doubting it at first. I didn't think the Pikachu was gonna work, but they were heroic. They were able to take down those two tanky frontliners because of their Unite move. So keeping two Peruvians in this fight, their dream was almost shattered in that moment, sending them down to the losers bracket, but they are ready, and they're gonna be ripping down this Rayquaza.
Oh my gosh, and Cerulege comes out of nowhere. That is the secure that two Peruvians needed right there. It was a little bit contested, a little bit scary, but they should be able to get some of their points in and give themselves a significant lead going into the last minute. Yeah, 394-82, and just like that, there's no counter push once again, Husky. That is an FF from the second for the second time this set.
Public Enemies really had the chance to close out that game, but the Pikachu was able to make it happen. They had an absolutely huge Unite move in that final fight, and they brought it home for 2 Peruvians. They will stay in this another day, and we are going to a game number 3, Kyle.
Game number 3. And, you know, for being the first map that 2 Peruvians in a Dream lost in that game 1, they sure didn't look back this game, right? They got off to a really nice score lead. They got off to a nice level lead with Hyo on that Sarah ledge, and they really didn't look back. There was that scary moment, like you said, that tier 2 push could have been detrimental, but 2 Peruvians still, they survived that engage throughout the Ray fight. Ducky got back, and whoo-wee, that was a close one.
That was really rough for a second there because Cerulege was caught out by the Ice Fang. They picked up Hyo and they brought him right into every single member of Public Enemies, and I really thought that could have been the end for them. They got the Cerulege, and I believe the Scyther also went down pretty quickly in that fight, but the Pikachu, after the chip damage was able to be done by the Cerulege and the Scyther before they went down, the Pikachu was able to bring it home. And the Revenant Rend was the final secure. The Blaziken did not have enough time to get back in for an overheat secure. So I feel like after a really scuffed push in that bottom tier 2, Breezy was the hero. I don't know what else to say about it.
Again, easy breezy.
Yeah, beautiful cover girl.
And we talked about the Pikachu night. We talked about it before this match, right? We saw it provide a ton of value, and that's part of the changes that happened in this most recent patch, the hyper voltage patch. And some of the changes are majority over to its Unite move.
Yeah, because now Pikachu, what used to happen with Pikachu's Unite move is that it would Lightning Strike everyone in the area, and then it would choose one person that it Lightning Struck at random to continue the Lightning Strikes in the Thunderstorm. But now it picks 2. So Pikachu can actually target 2 players with the entirety of its Unite move, which makes it really, really strong into these engages to just either do a ton of chip damage or get those executes onto those low health players that are currently in the fight, and that's exactly what we saw in that final fight. And you also notice that they weren't in the middle of everybody. Burzy was positioning themselves very much on the outside of the fight. They were waiting if they could kind of wrap around the fight with the Thunderstorm instead of diving right in. So I really like that positional choice from them to make sure that they're not able to get caught out the way that the Cerulege was by that Ice Fang.
Yeah, I love the new Pikachu. I know you say you hated it.
I do kind of hate it, but I do love playing it. Yeah, I hate playing against it.
It's like a great tool to utilize if you want to push a goal too, right? Especially if you have a cursed item on, you know, prevent any of the additional healing that the base is going to provide. We do have the drafts coming in. Game number 3, Charizard, Armarouge, and Urshifu already off the board and looking like it's going to be a Zacian once again.
Yeah, they are just going to let Anisas keep playing the Scyther. They think that they can deal with it. They dealt with it pretty well in that last match. So they will continue to give it up to them. And they will continue to give Hyo that Cerulege pick while they're going to be able to pick up the Blaziken that they really seem to be liking on Public Enemies.
Yeah, I mean, we're just seeing it's deja vu all over again. Cerulege, the Mamo Blaziken. What are we going to see from 2 Peruvians here? We had the Umbreon last match. We might see it again. It might even be that same thing. But no, instead, they're still doing the Umbreon, but they're doing Pikachu this time.
Yeah, they will go for the Pikachu earlier than usual. So I do still like the Pikachu. They're going to trust in it. And it looks like Public Enemies, they were hovering Mewtwo for a second there, but they're not quite sure the direction that they want to go. They're hovering Cramorant and Hoopa, which I do kind of like here into the Pikachu. They want the extra dive and the extra damage avoidance that Cramorant has in its dive, and as well as some CC. And Hoopa as well is just so strong. It carries so much of the macro in a team, and having a Hoopa already just for macro ability is such an advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, you could send the team up, you could send them down, you could send them back to base, you could heal them, you can teleport with the Unite move. It just offers so much utility. But another thing that's looking to offer some utility is that Trevenant, once again, that Ducky is piloting. And again, Anisas is going to likely go with that Scyther.
Yeah, they're gonna lock in the Scyther, so same exact composition we see for two Peruvians in this third game. But the Serena, the queen herself, going to take center stage. They're gonna try to take the Yosho away and center it right on the queen herself. Public Enemy is locking that one in, so the double all-rounder composition is coming back, and they're kind of gonna be using Cramorant as the pseudo backline diver, frontline, whatever the Hurricane dive build is classified as. I should know because I did an entire video series about it, but who listens to me anyway?
I do. I listen to Husky
Thanks,
every
Kyle.
time, even when you make fun of me for saying Windlers.
Windlers.
Even
It's the
when.
Windlers finals. The
The
Windlers
Windlers
finals.
finals.
Everybody lock in. Everyone in chat, lock in. It's the Windlers finals.
But yeah, I love the Cramorant pick here too, right? It's something that can really control the tempo of the match. One thing that two Peruvians in a dream is going to have to do when that Cramorant is getting ready to unite, or when it unites, is either back out of the fight completely, or really they're going to need to utilize all their cooldowns to make sure that it doesn't provide the damage that Gatling Gulp missile provides in those big team engages.
Yeah, but they don't have the Blissey. So Bliss assistance onto the Gatling Gulp missile is not going to be something that they have to worry about, because Cramorant still, it does get a shield in its Unite move, but it's still not as tanky unless it gets the Bliss assistance on top of it, and it's just kind of standing there. So if you can dive in with Ceruledge and tank a couple of those hits, then the Cramorant could go down pretty easily. So once again, it's going to be up to Public Enemy's frontline to keep it from going down and let it do its thing.
Absolutely. Here we go. Game 3, Windlers finals. Best of 3. This is going to be for all the marbles who goes to the grand finals. Two Peruvians on the left, Public Enemies on the right. We're going to have a little bit of a contested farm. Icicle Shard does miss a little bit from this Piloswine, and Ducky and Squad able to clean that contested farm up.
The Blaziken does pick up, or the little teeny tiny Torchic. They're going to grab that in the bottom path. They're going to look for a stack, which they will get. But that's the kind of issue with Public Enemy's comp, is they have two Pokemon that really need those early stacks. So the Torchic is able to get a few, but they immediately go down because the Pikachu early game, as well as the Phantom early game, is just way too strong.
Way too strong. Looking to try to get 9 points in as Ducky out this Phantom. Gonna have to just turn tail, retreat back to the pad. But there is that Ceruledge that's waiting to see if this Swinub pushes a little bit too far. But here comes Ceruledge. They look for it, and I don't see what's going on. But 850 birds come to the top lane. 3-on-2 up here. Scyther is gonna have to turn tail though.
Yeah, they will have to back up. Instead, two Peruvians went for a bottom lane gank when we usually see them head into the top path, but they know that the Hoopa can bring everybody down, so they are going to have to back up. No one goes down from either side, but Ducky is getting very, very low on the Trevenant. The Cramorant with the boosted attack does take them down. And as I said that there was not any knockouts yet, we did see somebody get caught there.
And I'd like the play here from Sarah just to make sure that they're maintaining vision of their jungle. They don't want that to get stolen. And it's definitely not from that Swinub who's going back to the Pokemon Center. 8-minute Altaria family spawning in the central area. It's going to be Serena versus Ceruledge looking to try to take it. But Serena says, I want no part of the Yosho.
They are going to just kind of pivot back up to play with this Scyther a little bit. They want to harass them, and they want to prevent them from getting some of their extra stacks or some extra scores, just trying to get online early. They want to make sure that doesn't happen. And, I mean, I feel like if two members show up to the mid-birds on one side and only one member shows up on the other side, you kind of just let that go. You'd rather not give up the KO.
Yeah, hot take, getting KO'd is bad in the game of Pokemon Unite, but they're looking to push this tier 1 goal. His two Peruvians in a dream. Scyther's going to try to dive on into the Serena. They get mean look. That look is super mean, but those boots are made for stomping, and Serena picks up a triple KO with that. Holy cow. Actually, there's only 2, but the Cramorant was able to get that 3rd, but now Pikachu's just going to have to grab a berry and hope for the best, because this Cramorant's trying to chase them down.
You're just not expecting the Serena to live there. They were on 1 HP in a Peruvian dream. I mean, 1 HP in a regular dream. And they were just able to start stomping out KOs over and over again on that opposite side. They just thought they were going down, and they weren't. Blaziken opting to break that tier 1 pad. They're just going to go right for that Regieleki and try to send it into the tier 2, but Hoopa instead is going to send everybody down while the push is happening in the bottom path, Kyle.
Oh my gosh, the Horn Leech from the Trevenant on Ducky on the Trevenant was masterful. Waited it out until some of the teams popped down to that bottom path. Pikachu picks up a KO on that Pylo Swine, and the defense happened for Public Enemies. They didn't allow the goal to score, and now Scyther is able to clear out this Regieleki in the top path. So both teams just kind of trading back and forth here.
Scyther's kind of stuck up there defending, so I feel like if Public Enemies wants to push onto that bottom path, they could, but they're not going to. They're going to opt to play a little bit safe, which is also a good choice. Cramorant looking for their level 9, but the Pilot Swine ends up getting caught out again, and Pikachu! Those Volt Tackle Electro Balls are just too much, as now there seems to be a push, but the Cramorant looking to defend.
Yeah, Thunderstorm gets popped out, so does the Gatling Gulp Missile from this Cramorant, and they return a KO. Pikachu got 2. Cramorant does get a little bit of revenge, and now they're turning that defense into offense. They're looking to push this tier 1 goal, but Ducky pushes and Horn Leeches Blaziken right back to base through the Hoopa space hole, and now Ducky is going down, and look at these points rain down for Public Enemies as they're trying to keep the Scyther at bay.
We were seeing Blaziken kind of playing that frontline defender role for a minute there, pushing Ducky out of the way to make sure that the Pylo Swine can score. They want to get them onto their level 9. They want them to have the access to their Unite move. Ideally, you want that before 5 minutes, but with something like a competitive match, sometimes that does not happen, especially with an EXP share, so they're going to let them farm in that central area, get a couple more ball toys, they will evolve into their level 9, and Hoopa will grab their level 9 as well to make for some really cool macro plays with the Hoopa Unbound Unite move, as we do see the basement Reggie now hitting the map. It is a Reggie Rock.
And Rock is getting just pounded down in this basement path. 2 Peruvians Dream did not waste a single second to just rip that right off the map. They put it in their handbag. Now they're going to migrate maybe towards the top, but they may just wait to see what Public Enemies does and maybe try for the captain here on this basement path.
Yeah, they might just wait for everyone to go up. That's exactly what they're going to do. Public Enemies leaves that goal zone. They now are realizing their mistake and try to head back, but they didn't know where 2 Peruvians was, so they thought that they could go up to that top pad. They didn't see them. You see Mamoswine getting caught out. They're just going to have to go down, while Serena is able to get 38 points at the top, so the focus on Mamoswine actually did help put in some more points.
Yeah, and here we go. Green Illusion Dive gets popped up a Scyther, but the Queen Ascended is popped out for the Serena. Here comes the Revenant Ren looking to slice through that Serena, and it does go down. Meanlook goes down to the Blaziken here with this Lecky trying to push into tier 2. Blaziken getting pushed out, getting put back to the Pokemon Center. Umbreon gets the KO there.
I really like how Public Enemies is split pushing to get some extra points. They are able to get them, and the Hoopa Unite move is able to come out. The Regieleki does walk, but so does the Thunderstorm. They take down everybody before any Regieleki damage can be done. We do have Serena kind of waiting there, but they will end up going back as 2 members of Public Enemies were taken out.
Wow, and Hoopa getting another 23 and immediately back to base. What a cheeky play there from that Hoopa. Very smart, very good micro. But we're getting a little bit of a lull in the action. 3-minute mark. Right now, Public Enemies is winning this match on the scoreboard, but we're going to bring it into our desk analyst, Ribbon. Talk about what you're seeing from an overall map perspective.
I really do feel like 2 Peruvians team fight macro has been completely red here. They need to probably redivert their strategy when they take these engagements, because Serena is dodging a lot of damage with that Queenly Ascendance, and this is a pick that they're gonna have to be careful about.
Thank you, Ribbon, for that. 2:30 left in the match. Top pad, though, is looking to get broken by Public Enemies. They don't have enough points to break, but they do get some value, while 2 Peruvians gets the basement Reggie Husky.
And once again, we're just seeing these split pushes by Public Enemies. They're in a huge score lead right now. If I'm Serena, I'm going to let myself go down here. They are just going to stand in the mean. Look at them actually harassing the Serena. They're not going to take them down because they want to delay their timer. That's actually so funny. And actually, so such a great play because now Serena will not be up for the Ray fight, which is going to be happening in only 5 seconds. Once again, the Ice Fang is out. Umbreon's getting caught, Kyle.
Oh yeah, Mamoswine might be getting caught. They're going back to the Pokemon Center, but Hoopa's gonna bring the team's rings unbound. Pikachu got caught in that top hat. Blaziken now gets some points in. 2 KO streak for this Scyther, and now 2 members are down for Public Enemies. They're looking to try to take the Serena. Serena now lifts up, throws down. Queen Ascendant's out. Here comes the Revenant Era, and it's slicing through Public Enemies, and Cramorant goes down. 2 Peruvians in a dream. It's the Yo Show. We all have tickets. We're just watching, and this Ray is getting it chipped down. Thunderstorm now out from Pikachu. We're seeing what this Ray has left, and this might be it, Husky.
You thought that once again we would see 2 Peruvians going down, but they did not. The Pikachu is the one to secure the Rayquaza. Now 2 Peruvians is going to win this match. The Public Enemies just goes ahead for the GG. They're not even going to try to see if they can score enough points. 2 Peruvians off the back of, once again, the Hyosho is going to take this set. They will be the first team moving on to our grand finals, Kyle.
Oh, what an incredible Ray fight that was, Husky, and we saw it right off the bat. What an heads up play by 2 Peruvians to stall out the Serena KO timer. It allowed them to, you know, get positioned in the Ray fight. It kind of stalled out Serena from being able to enter. They obviously did get some value once they were able to enter, but by that time it was just one after one. 2 Peruvians was able to take it. It was a little bit contested, but they're going on to the Grands.
Yeah, we saw that a couple members, once again, of 2 Peruvians got caught out in that Ray fight, but Ducky, with the huge Horn Leech on the Mamoswine, turned it right around, and they just let Serena reign supreme with her, with the Queenly Ascendant Unite move. They took down the Scyther. We thought it was over, but the Revenant Rend came out and proved everybody wrong. And like we said before, the Gatling Bolt Missile Cramorant just kind of sits there. So if you light up a Revenant Rend, it's hitting.
Yeah, it is. It's just gonna slice through. The only time that it doesn't hit, I'm gonna apologize to my Ceruledge publicly from last night when I was playing. I just want to look at my team. I'm sorry that I Hoopa Phantom Forced teams out of, or players out of your Revenant Rend. I did not know you were going to use that at that moment, so I apologize. I griefed. I think we did win the game though, so I think it's fine. But
we griefed. But yeah, we are going to be seeing 2 Peruvians in a dream heading into our grand finals. But first, we're going to be seeing the losers finals. Still best of 1, right?
Yeah.
Best of 1. Losers finals, best of 1. I just want to make sure before I start spouting misinformation. I'm not here to spread misinformation on the internet. Revenant is going to be playing up against Public Enemies, so they do have a chance to come in for the salty run back. We saw a great Serena play, and unfortunately the Ceruledge still came out on top. It was the Hyosho. So we could see it again in our grand finals, but it will be up to Revenant, who's been having the losers bracket run of a century, to be able to take them down, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Revenant get taken down by God Squad, and then I believe they returned the favor just here. So
yeah, they did.
I'm excited to see this one. We are going to take a quick little break just so we can. I need some water. I need to mentally prepare for what we're about to see in this game. So don't go anywhere, chat. We'll get yourself some water, get yourself to the restroom. We're gonna be right back for some more hot action. I'm so excited. We will see you in a couple minutes.